the immigrants from Africa and the Middle East.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's a way to prove whether it's genetic or whether it's environmental. I can't see how we can
Dude,
prove it.
it's a pattern worldwide. It can only be one thing.
I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Why? I mean, well, then you're just naive. You've been gaslit by society to have a certain opinion.
No, I think we're just genetic. I think we're all scientifically humans, and humans all are born with the same capacity to have similar IQs. And I don't think one race is born with a different capacity for a different IQ. I don't think so.
Look up the average IQ in Africa, and then look up the average IQ in anywhere else in the world.
I know, but that's in your. I mean, that you don't know if that's made from birth or if that's environmental.
Okay, look up the IQ in Nigeria, where a lot of people in Nigeria have money and they're middle class. Like they're not all like Nigeria is pretty nice.
Let's see, showing different figures. Research summary suggests average 60s to 70s, while they're mid 90s. Mid 90s, 67. Bro, what kind of tests are they giving them?
They're probably giving them the same test that we take.
Yeah, but we're not. We don't like. Nah, I don't buy it.
Closed-minded EBC.
Environmental. No, because Cameroon has an entirely different set of laws. They have set of different customs. It's all environmental.
Gary, EBZ grew up with a wealthy family, okay? His parents were wealthy. That's why he was in America being a rapper at 40, because he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, yet he still had a low IQ and was impulsive and violent.
So EBZ, if that's true, then EBZ, no offense to him, could just be stupid. And it doesn't have to do with his race. He could just be an example of a stupid person. If he's saying stupid things. You know, why does that? It doesn't mean that it's anything to do with his race.
I'm just saying, bro. It's just weird. It's just a lot of patterns here.
We could find plenty of stupid white people. Let's be real.
Yeah, but they're not violent.
So are they violent? Are they low IQ or they're violent? You're saying the low IQ equates to violence.
Low IQ equates to violence. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't buy it. Nah, it doesn't seem right.
Hey, you know what? My neighbor's black, and they're normal people. They're not violent people. When I was growing up, my neighbor was also black next to my parents' house. They were nice people. So, it is how you grow up. You have to grow up with a certain level of intelligence.
The problem with what you're saying is you're putting them in a position where they have no hope, and they shouldn't even bother trying, and they are like, you're putting them in a position where it's like what's even the point of them trying or existing? You're putting them in a position of less than human. So like, if people are born just by default not as high IQ, then what's the fucking point of them even trying? They might as well just be fucking violent then, if what you're saying is correct.
If you're born with low IQ, it's up to you to try to, study and up your IQ level, or at the very least, be a human with empathy and not be violent.
No, because they're a low IQ, right? So they don't have a high enough IQ to have this empathy. So in fact, how can you even if they're born with low IQ, how can you even blame them? It's not even their fault then. It's not even their fault. You should help them then if they have low IQ.
So what? So just let them murder people? Like, what are you trying to say?
I don't know. You have the higher IQ, so you should be able to fix the problem, no?
Oh, there is a fix to the problem, of course.
So you just fixed the problem, and I'm sure since your IQ is so high that you figured out how to do it humanely as well.
Well, if people are inhumane, you can't really treat them humanely, now can you?
I know, but they're inhumane allegedly because they have a lower IQ. So can we really blame them? Because it's not really their fault, they were just born that way.
Oh, okay. If we can't blame them, then it's not their fault. They shouldn't exist in our society.
Oh, well then you're Hitler.
Well, no, not Hitler. That's crazy because it's not a. Well, I mean, look at Europe. Look at Europe nowadays.
Yeah. It's overrun by immigrants and probably very unsafe.
So, I mean, I'm not saying Hitler was a bad guy, obviously, but there is the liberalism in Europe has gone too far.
No, I know. It's just a point of. It's just like if you come to the conclusion that it's genetics and that they're just born with a lower IQ, then it's just like you are, I think, agreeing to a society that will always be in turmoil and always be violent and always fucked up, because you're trying to say that one race is superior to the other, but then you want harmony amongst that race. So it's not like a fair ask, because like why would they ever be in harmony with you if they think that you think they're lesser, and then how could you even blame them for anything they do if they're lower IQ? You should be, you're the smarter IQ, you're the higher IQ, so you should be the one in control. So really, everything that happens in society is really the fault of the higher IQ people. Really.
No. The only reason that these things happen is because we try to have morals and we try to treat everybody equally. That's the problem. You can't treat everybody equally when some people are born inhumane.
I think you're supposed to treat them equally, though. Isn't that what Jesus said?
Okay, and that's what the judge did when he stabbed the girl on the fucking bus or the train or whatever. The judge let that guy. The judge treated him equally. He got released after 14 crimes that he committed. And what happened? He murdered somebody.
I mean, yeah, because he was a piece of shit.
So don't treat them equally, is what I'm saying.
No, you treat him like a piece of shit because he's a piece of shit, but you don't base it on.
Yeah, if somebody proves that they're a piece of shit and they're violent, then you should definitely just, send them off.
Yeah, individually. But you can't do it based on the entirety of who they are.
Yeah, I'm not saying do it on the entirety of the race, but I'm just saying there are a lot of statistics that just point to a certain thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Carl, I don't want to add you. I mean, Carl, you're just going to say something ridiculous. Your takes are going to be outlandish. We already know this.
I think nowadays, if you're a liberal, if you're on the left anywhere in the world, you're probably a terrorist.
I think. Yeah, being on the left is kind of weird right about now.
Not even a terrorist where you're like gonna go blow something up or kill somebody, but it is your goal in life and your mission as a liberal to destroy culture. And this is, if the world continues to be so liberal, is in 50 years, 100 years, the whole world's going to be outrun by third world country individuals, and then the world's going to go into fucking chaos. Because people who are smart have 1 or 2 kids, because that is the smart thing to do, right? Financially. But people who are stupid and from third world countries have 10 kids. So, and then they treat them and they teach them no values, right? Because they're from a third world country with no values. So the world's going to end up getting overrun by these third world people and with no values, and the world will go into shit.
Yeah, no, I can believe that, but I don't think it's based on the fact that they're born in a certain sort of genetic disadvantage. I think they just, culturally and environmentally have just become a certain type of people. That's all. They could just change, and they could become exactly the opposite.
All right, that's fine. I think we should keep them out.
Yeah, I agree. We should definitely keep them out. Dude, I'm down to militarize the fucking cities right now.
Keep them out, militarize the cities, and if you are born in Memphis or Chicago, you are not allowed to leave until you pass some sort of Mensa test showing that you are, at least 120 IQ.
And wait, leave to where? Like to travel amongst other states?
Yeah, you're not allowed to leave Chicago until you take the Mensa test.
120, dude? That's so high.
Well, because the statistics have shown that there's a lot of violence among these groups of people, so we should only accept the outliers of those groups of people, and then over time, when they have their kids, you know, over time we get rid of the violent ones.
All right, in all seriousness, let's bring it back to reality. Say you're sitting, and you have, you know, someone black next to you that you're talking to. They're chill, you're talking whatever. Do you understand the divide that creates between you and them when you say that you and your family are born at a higher IQ? You're sitting with this person who's a black person, and you're like, me and my family are born with higher IQs than you and your family. What's up? Do you understand like how you and that person can never fully be fully be cool after that?
Well, I think, well, that's your first mistake, assuming that I'm going to sit next to somebody with 60 IQ.
So, no, they don't do 60 IQ. I just said a black person. Are you assuming they all have fucking 60 IQ?
If I'm sitting next to a black person, that black person's not going to have 60 IQ. He's going to be one of the good black people.
You don't ever, okay, so you're out, you're streaming, and like a viewer comes up and they're black and they sit with you. You don't know their IQ, you don't know anything about them. And then you are saying publicly that you think your family has higher IQ than their family. Do you understand like how that is going to make that person feel?
I don't think that automatically. No, you're putting words in my mouth. I don't think I have a higher IQ than a random black person that I've never talked to before.
Yeah, you do. Because if you think that white people are born statistically with higher IQs than black people, then statistically speaking, when you meet a black person, you will have a higher IQ than them because there's more.
Nope.
Because, yes, sir.
It's based on how they present themselves.
No, you're saying that statistically speaking, more black people have lower IQs than white people. So that means that statistically, when you meet somebody, odds are you're going to have the higher IQ. Is what you think.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, no, I can believe that, but I don't think it's based on the fact that they're born in a certain sort of genetic disadvantage. I think they just, you know, culturally.
People, and then over time, when they have their kids, you know, over time we get rid of the violent ones.
All right, in all seriousness, let's bring it back to reality. Say you're sitting, and you have, you know, someone black next to you that you're talking to. They're chill, you're talking whatever. Do you understand the divide that creates between you and them when you say that you and your family are born at a higher IQ?
always end up being violent criminals anyways.
Well, if they move from Africa to France, they're probably not moving to good parts of France. It's probably similar to like when someone from Africa would move to America, they'd probably move to like a ghetto or like somewhere that's like poor. It's the same thing.
No, they used to be good parts of France, but I mean now they're shit because they're there. But before they got there, it was nice, and then when the first couple got there, it was still nice, and then when too many of them got there, it went to shit.
Too many people that don't have enough money to go around, and they're poor, and so poor people create shitty neighborhoods. But it's not. It just sounds like it's situational, and it's not the fact of their race being connected. Like, don't you see that it's like clearly a situational thing?
Okay, let me put it this way. I've done a lot of IRL streaming. The only times that I can think of that I've been pressed on my stream is usually by black people.
I know, again, but that doesn't. If you're pressed by black people, that's not giving you the reasoning for why black people are the one pressing you. It's not. It's not defining. Yeah, but that doesn't tell me. People. No, I know, but I'm saying like that's still, and then you can bring it back to the original argument of, you know, if it's genetic or environmental. Just because they're pressing you, the real reason is why they're pressing you. So them pressing you doesn't prove the point of it being genetics any further.
Okay, yeah. It's not really genetics, Gary. I think we have an understanding here. We're on the same page. It's not only genetics.
That's the main point, though. The main point. I think hold on. The part about it being genetics is where it really comes across as sounding fucking crazy.
I'm saying that it is the way you're raised and your culture, but if you put a white person and a black person in the same environment, I still think the black person will end up more violent than the white person.
Okay, but then you think it's down to the fact that they're a black person versus a white person. So you do think it's genetics.
It's because they think a little differently.
And they think differently because they are African descent?
No, it has nothing to do with their skin color. It has to do with their brain development. This is what it is, Gary. Blacks and whites genetically are the same, okay? But since there's been so many generations of black people, you know, only breeding the most violent and stupid versions of themselves, that's what they end up being.
Okay, yeah, no, okay, that's actually an argument for, like, I feel like environmental and for family. Like I said, the nuclear family, the environment, that means it's not genetics and it's the immediate things around them. So yeah. It's the family around them. It's their parents and their grandparents and their great-grandparents and all that shit. But it's not their fucking brains, the way their brains are made, and their genetics. Yeah, so you agree with what I've been saying at the same time.
It's the way their brains have been made. After generations of certain breeding, the new age brains of certain groups of people are underdeveloped and different than other groups of people.
They're not underdeveloped. No, I see what you're saying, but no, I don't agree.
All right, well that's why they have 67 IQ.
No. What do you mean?
So what would you do to fix all of these problems, Gary?
Which problems in particular? In America?
Worldwide. America, Europe, Asia, like, you know, how do you fix these problems?
Can't run a country based on religion. These countries that want to operate in the modern world have to base everything that they do based on logical laws, and we can't be bringing religion into all these countries. And they need to operate in a way that they want to work with each other in a more cohesive way. So all these countries that are based on religion and all this bullshit, and Israel coming and then going after the Muslim countries and all this shit, that's gotta go.
Yeah, but the world we live in today, like America, if you're president of America, how do you fix the issues right now?
Oh, that we have in America? I mean, at this point, honestly, I might. All right, Carl, I'll add you in a second. Hold on. I would honestly. Okay, if I'm president, I'm gonna say to the people, I'm gonna say, look, people are getting killed in Chicago every night. There's murders. This is fucking bullshit. This is my country. I feel like Chicago is my responsibility. I know you guys think I'm a fucking dictator, but reality is I'm sending in the National Guard and I'm sending in these people and I'm going to militarize the streets and I'm going to stop the killings that are happening everywhere. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to fucking stop the crime. And even though people are calling me a dictator and a fascist and all this shit, I'm going in and I'm stopping all the bullshit that's happening because it's fucking crazy. So yeah, I would go in and I would literally, I support him going in with more power and blocking all this bullshit. And then I would stop the borders. I would do all this bullshit, all the same shit that he's doing. I just wouldn't be a fucking pedophile and be friends with Epstein, is the difference. Other than that, I would do a lot of the same shit. Wouldn't you? Same shit. Just fucking lock up the border, kick out people that are illegal, that have just got here, all this bullshit. And then, you know, go in and make the cities so people aren't getting killed. That's fucking retarded. Doesn't he feel like a certain way? Like, this is my country, this is my city, all these people are getting killed? He should go in and just try to fucking fix it.
I would do the same. I would do the same stuff that you just said, but I would also add a layer of IQ testing. And if you fail the IQ test, then you have to stay in an area, concentrated area, and you're not allowed to leave until you pass an IQ test.
It's not bad. I had this idea where everybody starts in jail. All 330 million of us, we all start in jail. Boom. Everyone's in jail. Now, you have to prove your way out. And then we start to rebuild society. But by default, you're guilty by default. You're in jail. And then we let people out slowly to rebuild society.